The white flag is raised, and they're off. In the main race of the day, the Grade 1 Ballymore Novice Hurdle, fielding 10 runners over 2.5 miles and 8 flights. Up for the lead, I sort that Classical Creek, Freedom Mare and Letos, closely followed by St. Paco. A break of 3 lengths to Lord Rouge, and then Sortudo and Frankie John, Covanis, and at the tail end of the field in these early stages, the mare switched from Diesel. On they come to flight number 2. It's I Sort That pressing ahead from Classical Creek and Freedom Air, followed by St. Paco and Lord Rouge. Letos next and Sortudo. Covanis, Frankie John and switch from Diesel. Setting their sights on flight number 3 before the straight. It's I Sort That the leader from Classical Creek, a length and a half between them, followed by St. Paco who landed just third from Freedom Air, and then on the outside Sortudo, who's racing in company with Lord Rouge, and then Letos with the back 3, Covanis, Frankie John and switch from Diesel. It's I Sort That reaching the final 2 miles, leading a couple of lengths Classical Creek and Freedom Air, and then St. Paco on the striped colours as they straighten it up with this extended run to flight number 4. I Sort That in front from Classical Creek and Freedom Mare, followed by St. Paco, Letos, Lord Rouge in between horses, then Sortudo. Covanis is next, and then Frankie John and switch from Diesel. But the field is well stacked up as they go round the omitted flight in the straight. It's I Sort That and Declan Queally leading from Classical Creek and Jack Kennedy, shading second from Freedom Mare and Darrow O'Keefe, and then St. Paco and Paul Townend in fourth, and fifth is Letos, Danny Mullins, and then Lord Rouge and Sortudo alongside with the last 3 circuit to go. Covanis, Frankie John and switch from Diesel. As they race the end of the first mile, another 5 flights left to jump. It's I Sort That making the bend, couple of lengths in front of Classical Creek. Third is Freedom Mare, and then St. Paco and Letos. Sortudo on the outside of Lord Rouge, and then Covanis, Frankie John and switch from Diesel. Approaching flight number 4, which is 5 from the finish, and very few changes in the order. It's I Sort That. Leading the way from Classical Creek over second. Third is Freedom Mare, and then St. Paco, who's never been too far off the leading 3. Sortudo next on the outside of Lord Rouge, and then Letos. Switch from Diesel joins both Covanis and Frankie John at the back of the field. Passing the halfway stage, and the leader continues to be I Sort That. Has extended the advantage to 2 1/4 lengths over Classical Creek, with a neck to a half a length back to in third Freedom Mare, and then St. Paco and Lord Rouge and Letos next, followed by Sortudo and Frankie John. Covanis and switch from Diesel, jumping that flight, which was 3 from the finish. Fiddled by the one in front, I Sort That, but maintains a couple of lengths lead over Classical Creek, then St. Paco, who moves to dispute third with Freedom Mare. Into fifth, Sortudo from Lord Rouge, then Letos, was followed by Frankie John, switch from Diesel, and Covanis as they race with 6.5 furlongs to go. I Sort That now by an increasing 4 to 5 lengths over Classical Creek, rejoined for second by Freedom Mare, and then the stable companions St. Paco and Sortudo as they come towards the second last flight. I Sort That up over from Freedom Mare and Classical Creek, followed by St. Paco and Sortudo, and then switch from Diesel, Frankie John, both ridden Letos and Lord Rouge, and struggling badly is Covanis. Inside the final 5 furlongs, 1 more flight left to jump, and the Grade 1 Ballymore Novice Hurdle, I Sort That, over by 4 lengths to Freedom Mare, followed by Sortudo and St. Paco, running back for the final 3.5 furlongs. It's all on the flat for home now. I Sort That with closing both St. Paco and Sortudo. Freedom Mare knocked back into 4th, and then switch from Diesel, who's up into 5th, followed by Classical Creek, who stopped fast, and then Frankie John. Less than 3 furlongs to go as they win their way on up the straight. Still in front is I Sort That from Sortudo, who's pushed into second. Sanbaco is toiling in third, and then switch from Diesel, Frankie John, Frida Maid and Classical Creek racing towards the final furlong. I'll Sort That from Sortudo. It rests between these now. Gone away from switch from Diesel and Sanbaco. I'll Sort That and Declan Queally giving the roll from Sortudo and Patrick Mullins on the outside. 150 yards to go, and it is I'll Sort That keeping on from Sortudo, who's failing to close the gap. I'll Sort That is prolific as he takes it to another level, and the Ballymore Novice, a delighted Declan Queally, makes all on his charge. I'll Sort That. Sortudo second. Third was Frida Maid.
Well, Declan Queally has just trained and ridden I'll Sort That to victory in Grade 1. Declan, how does that feel?
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Can't believe it. Brilliant.
Because this horse, you've always had lots of faith in this horse. Remember, even last year as a bumper horse, you said he could be really, really good.
Yeah, he's very good. He stays so well. He's so genuine. It was a big ask coming up here. The mare in the first didn't run great, but probably just wasn't quick enough on the ground. And you'd be constantly asking yourself questions, but thankfully he pulled it out.
And was that your plan, just to get off in front? You know that he stays well. He's got a lot of grit and resolution.
I had played the race, I'd say, 100 times in the last 2 weeks. I was toying with the idea of dropping him in last this morning. And I just said I'd stick with the plan, because when he gets to the front, he dangles his ear and he waits. So and he was keen going to the post, but it's like, for me, like, it's, I don't know how you describe it, like, it's like probably a junior C player being allowed to play in All Ireland. Like, I'd have loved to have played in an All Ireland final, but I'm not allowed, or I won't get on the team. But with this sort of scenario, you're able to do it. It's unbelievable. Like you're going to the start, Paul Town in front of you, Jack Kennedy, you're like, well, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but you just try and blend in. But I know, like, money can buy you a horse of that, but if I was rich, to try and buy to ride in a race of that would cost me a lot of money, and it's just crazy to have to spend them. Right. But I wouldn't want to mess up, or I'd be jocked off.
But you blended in pretty well, and this horse, like, he proved, and you knew beforehand anyway, that he belongs in Grade 1 company.
He works very well. We've got a couple of more graded horses at home, and he's able to put them in their place easily, carrying my brother Jack. He's 13, 14 stone, so he works well.
And the race itself, like, no hurdle in the home straight, probably wasn't a big help to you.
I didn't mind, really, because I thought he was better than most of these in bumpers, so I thought maybe when I turned in, if he was there, that he would have galloped to the line. But look, for kind of a small yard like us in the south of Ireland, to come up here and win a Grade 1, it's dream stuff.
It's brilliant. And when Sortudo came to you, it looked like you found plenty.
Oh, I said, oh no, not Paddy Mullins again. He's after beating me in so many bumpers over the last 17, 18 years. I was like, oh no. And when I could feel myself finding it to half furlong point, I was like, yeah, we have him. Relief.
I mean, you hit the line, Grade 1 win. How did that feel?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well done, Declan. Thanks.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.